guys, welcome to my Ocean One and Then Some channel. Let's get the YouTube disclaimers out of the way. None of my content constitutes professional advice. Viewers that follow any advice, suggestions, trades, anything to do with this channel, do so at their own risk because I am not a financial planner. I am not a financial analyst. I'm just a YouTube guy with a YouTube channel. Alright guys, let's jump right into it. Hey guys, welcome to my Ocean One and Then Some channel. It's Wednesday morning. I just got up and I think it's around 8 o'clock in the morning. I told you that my trades would always be, at least one day behind most of the time. I didn't have time to do this video yesterday, but I made this trade yesterday morning, roughly at about 10 o'clock, and Rivian was up roughly about 1%, I think, when I did this trade. So I'm going to walk you through what I did and explain, the basics of selling covered calls again. Okay, now my intention is for my audience just to learn this as I go through my own trades. Okay, so if you look over here, I'm going to start at the bottom actually. Am I on the camera? Yeah, good enough. All right, I sold a 1050 call for this coming Friday. Now this is a short week, so the premiums were slightly different, but the premiums were good, okay, because it was up roughly 1%. Had it been down, the premiums wouldn't have been as good. But the strike price is $10.50. So what that means is, this Friday, if the share price of Rivian closes below $10.50, I wouldn't lose my shares. My shares would go on. And anything, let's see, I got paid 0.31, so anything below 1081 or below, I consider that a winning trade because, my shares are perfectly safe. I don't have to buy to close and things like that. So if we just start up here, when you go into the options chain, you're always going to see a bid and an ask. Okay, the bid was 0.30 and the ask was 0.32. So what I always do to get it to go through, if I want it to go through right then and I don't want to wait, turn the camera just a little bit wrong direction. Okay, and I don't want to wait is I will put in what's called the mid. So the mid of this is 0.31. So I'll put in 0.31. I wanted to sell 2 contracts, and that would net me $62. When I make the trade, I would get $62 for that. I would get paid. I'm not paying. I get paid. So I put it in for 2. It went through because that was the mid price. Usually if you put in the mid price, as soon as you put it in, it will go through. Sometimes you may have to adjust that. So I also went to sell to open, and this was on May the 28th, and this expires on Friday, May the 31st. So, it's just 4 days, a short week because of Memorial Day weekend. So when you go through all this, all I have to do is watch for Friday now. I have sold 2 covered calls on Rivian. I got paid $62. As long as the share price ends the week at 1081 or below, that's a winning trade. Now, the way I've got this set up is, if you're trying to do this, I would recommend that you take Rivian shares that you're perfectly okay if you part with. Have a trading account for a certain amount of shares. Now, I barely have any Rivian shares at all. I only have 200. So I'm starting over, and you all know that story if you've been watching my channel. So if I lose the shares, fine, okay? I'll just turn around and start selling puts. And when I do that, I'll explain, because I eventually fully expect for this to get assigned. Now, will it get assigned this week? I have no idea. We'll just have to wait and see how Friday works out. So just to recap here, you bring up the options chain. You go to sell to open because you're opening, okay? You are the seller, so you have to sell to open. I usually pick the mid price. Now, I could have put in 32 and it might have gone through. If I would have put in 30, it would have gone through, poof, instantly. But I put in 31. A couple minutes later, it went through. I sold 2, so I got paid $62. You sell to open. This was on the 28th. This was yesterday. It expires this Friday on the 31st. My strike price was $10.50, and so if you add this up, $10.50 plus the 0.31, which I got paid, That brings us up to $10.81 or below, and that would be a winning trade. So this is what you try to do. You know, the odds favor the seller. Now, from a buyer's point of view, a buyer is buying this, okay, and they think that Rivian is going to close above 1081 this Friday. So they're thinking, hey man, if it goes up to $11 or $11.50, I'm going to score, and that's fine. But the odds favor the seller. Okay, so if Rivian were to get big news, of course it would shoot past that. If it trades in that channel that it's been trading in, it could definitely shoot up to 11. It could definitely close at 10. My best guess is it's probably going to close around 1050-ish, but that doesn't matter to me. Okay, it really doesn't matter. I got paid, and if I lose my shares, I'm perfectly fine with that. As soon as I lose my shares, I'll turn right back around and start selling puts. So I'm perfectly fine with that. And I hope that if you are trying to do this, that you are perfectly fine with that as well. All right, I hope this makes sense. And what I would encourage you to do is just keep watching the channel, watching my trades. Of course, Friday this will end, and I'll do a video Saturday explaining how it went. And really, that's it. I'll just walk you through each trade each week with the beginning video, an ending video, and maybe one in the middle if I do anything, to protect, which will be rare, okay? But if I see, a big spike, I might buy a put thinking it might come down. Just stuff like that. So I'll explain everything as the trades come up. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time.